Orlando Sanchez with the AB Boxing News. We got Blair Cobbs here. How you doing, Cobbs?
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure to be on AB Boxing. What's good?
Hey, always full of energy. Always full of energy. Now it's all over the internet. What happened between you and JARON ENNIS? Was there bad blood between you before this incident?
No, I don't have any bad blood towards JARON ENNIS, but I'm coming from him. That's all that matters. I'm coming from him, and I mean what I say, and I say what I mean when it comes to that fight.
Now, with that being said, have you talked to Oscar in making this fight happen?
Absolutely. They saying, oh, it's not, you know, these people at PBC, they think they're too much, they're just too good, better. And it's like, okay, we'll see how you talking about that. You're too good. It's levels to what? Levels to bull crap. So, you know, we're working on it.
Good. Now, we have some great fights coming up here in the next couple of, weeks and months. What's your prediction with Porter Crawford?
Oh man, Porter and Crawford. I lean towards Crawford. Why? Because I'm very similar to Crawford. I know almost everything there is to know about Crawford and the opponent, Porter. And I just think that Crawford has a little bit more technical savvy. He's a little bit more conscious in the ring. And Porter, he uses too much of his athletic qualities to try to win fights. And I don't think it might not go as planned for him.
All right. Okay, how about Diaz versus Haney? What's your prediction on that and why?
I don't even like to have a prediction with these two guys. I don't I'm friends with both of them.
Right, it's always hard.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very tough for Diaz to close the distance and land a shot. But then also we have the other element to that is Devin Haney. He's so defensive that he can get put in a position where he's not throwing any punches.
Right.
And then he's just defensive. And if the fight goes on like that, it could look like Diaz is the only person that's throwing punches. So you got to give it to the person that's throwing the punches if there's nothing being landed.
Right. Should the winner take on Teofimo Lopez?
Absolutely. Why not? I'm looking forward to these fighters fighting. That's why I called out JARON ENNIS. That's why I'm looking forward to seeing big fights happen, even in my weight class and especially in that weight class. We need these big fights and these big attractions happening instead, not like later. Oh yeah, we're gonna wait 4 or 5 years down the road. No, make it happen now.
Okay. Tomorrow night we got a huge fight between Mexico and Puerto Rico, Munguia versus Rosado. What's your take on that fight?
Man. I think that it's going to be a very tough fight for both fighters. I'm in camps. I'm in the camp with Rosado, and I know that he's trained very, very well and trained very, very tough for this fight. And it looks like it's going to be a very exciting fight either way it goes.
Now tomorrow night also in Phoenix, Arizona, we got Benavidez. Benavidez really wants to fight
Kyron Davis.
Canelo, everybody's talking about Canelo's. He's the only one that could beat Canelo. What's your take on that? Or give him at least a fair fight, a tough fight?
I think that's a fair fight for Canelo and Benavidez. But Benavidez has a pretty good fighter in front of him. Kyron Davis. I know that guy personally, and I think it's going to be a pretty interesting match for as long as it lasts. I think. Benavidez, the way he throw punches, is incredible.
Right.
Pop, 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 pop.
Right.
It's something. It's something to see. That's for sure.
Right.
It's a sight to see, and I think that even that style might give Canelo a hard go for his money.
Right. Do you predict a knockout tomorrow from Benavidez, or do you think it's gonna? You said Kyron Davis, he's a tough opponent. Do you think he'll last the 12 rounds?
I don't know because we gotta look at what type of Kyron Davis is going to come out.
Right.
Is the coward going to come out, or is the champion going to come out? He's fighting for a big fight. And is there a championship title on the line?
No
but
championship title.
Regardless, it's going to be a big fight because when you're fighting at this level, it's like your whole life was meant for just this moment.
Right.
Preparation and opportunity. So you cannot, I repeat, you cannot take the underdog lightly.
Right.
JARON Davis has a very, very good fighting chance, and I think it's going to be very exciting to see what happens.
With that being said, we have Mikey Garcia and Sandor Martin. A lot of people didn't know who he was. I mean, now they know who he is, Sandor Martin. Do you think Mikey took that fight lightly? You thought maybe it was just a tune-up fight. What do you think happened there?
Absolutely, I think he took that fight way too lightly, and it showed. It showed. So he better train harder. He better be ready because Blair is coming.
There you go. So when do we see you fight next? What's in the making for you?
Well, we're working on a big contract. We're working on big things, and we're looking at Mikey Garcia, obviously, and also many others. JARON ENNIS, if that's a possibility, I don't mind spanking that up, and whatever else is available at this time.